Harry drives Piers Morgan up the wall as speaking with a forked tongue over fake news plan. Piers Morgan, 56, has lashed out at the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex, 40, after it was revealed Prince Harry, 37, had created a report on how to end fake news. The plan is part of Harry's role as a commissioner on disinformation for the Aspen Institute, which is based in Washington, D.C. The Duke of Sussex has published an action plan, in cooperation with the Aspen Commission on Information Disorder, outlining a list of 15 recommendations for leaders to undertake as part of the fight against disinformation. He announced on Monday on the Artual website that the Commission on Information Disorder at the Aspen Institute had set out a list of 15 specific recommendations for leaders to consider adopting across the public, private and non-profit sectors. The document also calls for increasing social media transparency and disclosure, a new proposal regarding social media platform immunity and ideas for reversing the collapse of local journalism and the erosion of trusted media. Other solutions listed include aiming for community-led methods for improving civic dialogue and resisting imbalances of information power and accountability for superspreaders of lies. But the former Good Morning Britain presenter took to his Twitter to hit out at the Queen's grandson and his wife. Responding to news of the Prince's report, TV personality Piers Morgan jibed, "Start with your fork-tongued Mrs. Mate," adding laughing face emojis in a tweet. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, was recently forced to apologise in court, having failed to remember emails between herself and her former press secretary, Jason Knauf. The emails related to authorising a senior aide to brief the authors of her and Harry's unofficial, yet favourable, biography. In a statement shared on his foundation website, Artual, the Prince said the much-anticipated report was being released amid a disinformation crisis which he claims is a global humanitarian issue. "I hope to see the substantive and practical recommendations of our commission taken up by the tech industry, the media industry, by policymakers and leaders. This affects not some of us, but all of us," Prince Harry wrote, praising the left-leaning US think tank for their work. In view of his 7.9 million followers, Piers wrote, "Start with your fork-tongued Mrs. Mate." The message followed a string of laughing emojis. Piers' statement comes after the broadcaster doubled down on his remarks about refusing to believe a word Meghan Markle says following the Duchess' apology for misleading the courts over her recollection of information given by her aides to the authors of Finding Freedom. The Duchess admitted to misleading the courts over her recollection of information given by her aides to the writer of an unauthorized biography, Finding Freedom, which is based on her and her husband Prince Harry. Meghan had previously denied she had any involvement in the book. Piers defended his statement, which he made following his bombshell departure from Good Morning Britain earlier this year over a row about the Sussexes' landmark interview with Oprah Winfrey. Taking to Twitter, Piers shared a series of newspaper clippings to support his argument. He typed, "I've now had 8 months to carefully reflect on my statement that I don't believe a word Meghan Markle says." Twitter users took to the tweet to discuss the controversy surrounding the Sussexes. "It's a good day when we don't hear something about Harry and Meghan. Unfortunately, USA is stuck with them. But TBH, I really feel sorry for Harry. To be separated from his country and his family must be difficult for him." Walia Mohammed argued, "What is the end game here, Piers? What does this family have to do to get you off their backs?" In a letter, co-chairs of the Aspen Commission report, including US journalist Katie Couric, added that information disorder makes any health crisis more deadly. It slows down our response time on climate change. It undermines democracy. The expert group, which also includes Chris Krebs, a former director of the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, claims that disinformation has created an environment where racist, ethnic, and gender attacks are seen as the solution to societal issues, and not the problem. Last week, Prince Harry, speaking on a panel called the Internet Lie Machine, organized by Wired magazine, asserted that the Internet is being defined by hate, division and lies. The British royal also claimed he saw the January 6 Capitol riot coming and had warned Twitter's boss, Jack Dorsey, that his platform was being used to organize an insurrection the day before. Used to organize